to Ledger Pulse. Before we begin, this video is for informational and educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions. All right, so for today's update, the markets are reacting to Trump's threats with the geopolitical events that are going on. But today, we're going to be focusing on the developing shift across markets where traditional safe haven assets are seeing pressure, while crypto narratives are evolving at the same time. We're looking at a sharp drop in gold, a similar move in silver, and how Bitcoin is increasingly being framed as a competing hard asset. Individually, these are notable, but together they may point to a broader repositioning. Let's break it down. So first, starting with gold. Gold recently dropped sharply below the $4,300 mark with strong downward momentum and consecutive selling pressure. This wasn't gradual, it was a decisive move. At the same time, silver also saw a noticeable decline following gold's direction rather than diverging from it. This matters because gold and silver often move together, but silver can sometimes act as a leading or confirming signal. When both metals drop together, it reinforces the idea that this isn't isolated. It's broader across the precious metal space. And since both are traditionally viewed as safe haven assets, the question becomes, why are defensive assets weakening at the same time? There are a few ways markets interpret this kind of move. One perspective, capital may be rotating out of defensive positions, potentially moving toward assets perceived as offering more upside. Another way to look at it, or another perspective, is liquidity conditions are tightening or shifting, causing selling across multiple asset classes. A third perspective could be markets are adjusting expectations around macro conditions. What matters most is this. Capital is moving, not disappearing. And when traditional stores of value weaken together, attention naturally shifts to where that capital might be going. So this is where Bitcoin enters the conversation. There's been a growing narrative positioning Bitcoin as a modern hard asset, something that can serve a similar role to gold, but in a digital form. Recent commentary circulating across crypto media reinforces that idea. Bitcoin is as scarce, Bitcoin as non-sovereign, Bitcoin as resistant to traditional financial systems. This doesn't mean Bitcoin replaces gold, but it does mean the comparison is being made more frequently. And that comparison matters, especially during moments like this. One of the key ideas gaining attention is the potential inverse relationship between Bitcoin and gold, at least during certain phases. Historically, it's not consistent. But in specific environments, you can see gold weakening while Bitcoin holds or strengthens. When that happens, it suggests that some capital may be rotating between the two, not entirely, but partially. And even a small shift in allocation can change momentum, influence narrative, and attract additional attention. This is especially relevant when gold shows sudden weakness and Bitcoin is being actively reframed as a comparable asset. You can see this shift reflected in real-time discussions across platforms like X and other social media, other YouTube videos. Some traders are viewing the drop in gold and silver as a temporary reset or a liquidity-driven move. Others are interpreting it as a sign that capital is repositioning, possibly toward digital assets or other sectors. There's no single consensus, and that's typical during transitional phases. What stands out is the increase in comparison between asset classes, gold versus Bitcoin, traditional versus digital, physical versus programmable. It's important to keep perspective. A sharp drop in gold and silver doesn't automatically mean their role is changing long term, and Bitcoin's narrative strength doesn't guarantee sustained dominance. But moments like this do matter because they influence perception, they shift attention, and begin to reshape how different assets are viewed relative to each other. Markets don't change overnight, but they do evolve through moments like this. So when you put everything together, gold dropping, silver following, Bitcoin being framed more strongly as a hard asset, and market participants are actively comparing the two, that combination creates a moment worth paying attention to, because markets don't just move on fundamentals, they move on narrative, positioning, and perception. So we'll see how this all shapes out. We'll keep monitoring the markets here. And thank you for listening. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for daily updates. Please hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.